everyone, I'm Hilary Chin. Thank you all so much for coming and watching my YouTube channel. Today, I want to show you how to use maps, how to do visuals using maps in Power BI. And we are going to be using just one kind of map. This map is specialized in interacting with longitude and latitude each time you collect data from the field. Remember that when you're using Kobo Toolbox, there are times that people have to collect data points. And the reason for these data points is because you want to be able to know which location people are implementing. For instance, if you are doing a project out of United States, out of UK, out of Cameroon, out of Nigeria, if in Ghana and you are doing those projects in these 4 locations, and you take data points from those locations, sorry. If you send in the system and I remove that longitude and latitude, bring it in the Power BI map, it is able to tell me if those locations are accurate. Okay? Let's say you are in location A in the US or location B in UK. It brings that location to me, identify all other sites around that location. So these are some of the tools and some of the strategies that we use in order to track projects in the field and make sure that partners don't lie or deceive us as they implement. Let me show you how this works.
Yes, so in order to create maps, first of all, I want us to go look at our data, see how it looks. So we have the latitude, we have the longitude, we have the subdivision and the division. These are the locations. And then these are some sample data that we have to be using to visualize our maps, okay? So let's jump into Power BI and pick this data. I'll just go straight to get data, go to Excel workbook, and then this workbook is named lessons, and then I'll just click OK, and then we bring that in. This is very, very important. Here I'll just pick data. Now when I pick data here, you see the data. I'll go to transform, and then I bring it into my Power Query. So Power Query picks the data and reveals the data to me for me to see whether I would like to start visualizing the way it is. I'll just go straight to the point. I want to check my longitude and latitude. They are okay, 1.2 here. This is a data type because we are dealing with points here, okay? I'll just go up here, go to close and apply, then bring that data now to my visual view, my model view. Here I'll start trying to see how we can play with maps to see the reality of maps so far as this is concerned. So right here, I'll just go here and go beside here. I already have that data brought in. I'll just go here. I first select the maps, right? When I select the maps, it brings me this map here. Remember that I have internet. You need to have a good internet because this map is going to be working with satellite. Here now, I want to first of all choose the longitude, the latitude. I'll just choose by default, and I choose the longitude. You see that beside here, it gives me a space for latitude and a space for longitude here. Take note of that. And it gives me another space for bubble sizes. We'll be looking at that very soon. And then now we have the location and we have the legend. Let's choose division automatically, and then we see where it goes. It brought us under legend. Let's shift this back to location. Okay. Now, when we take this to location, you see what is happening here. Remember that these locations are also locations that are embedded into the Google space, and the satellite map goes and picks. You see that these are the areas, Momo, and different areas that are already showing on our maps. But there is something I want you to take note here. You see that the longitude and latitude are summing up. We don't want them to sum up, okay? Because they are not numbers. They are not ordinary numbers, okay? I'll just come here and I click and I go to don't summarize. Remember, we have sum, average, etc., but we are not calculating that here. I'll say don't summarize, and then it becomes just latitude as we can see here. I'll also go down to longitude here and I say don't summarize. Once I do this, it removes it from sum and then brings it normally. Now I'll remove this location from division here, and then I bring it to legend here and see how it reacts. You see that now we have our data points. Our data points now are clearly showing us the different locations. And if I begin to zoom this in, you see that it's already showing us the Cameroon map. It's telling us that it's the Cameroon map, and these areas are found in the northwest and southwest region of Cameroon. because this is where these data points were collected. Now, another thing I want to see here is the filters, right? If I go to each division here and I begin to filter, I just say I want to see this location, this particular division called Fako, and then this other one called Kupe Manenguba. You see that I can see both of them here. And then here you see that there are other locations around these areas. You have Loom, Bal, Tombel, and all these other areas that will begin to reveal to you exactly where these data points are coming from. I can also go and click Lebialem, for instance. You see it gives me data point for Lebialem where I can see Melon, I can see Bafang. You see, these are all areas I can see in Chang. So because from Chang to Lebialem, it takes just some movements. You have Menji. You already seen Menji here because these are areas around Lebialem. It's very important. Okay, so this is the power of data points. Now, if I come here and I remove this and I remove this, and then I want to see Manu, okay, and I click Manu, you see that it gives me a data point for Manu, and I already see locations in Manu. I can also click Meme, you see, and it begins to tell me that Meme is around Manfi, so I can already see Manfi around here, okay? So one thing also I want to see here now is, I want to just go and see the total children in all this area, and I click. Once I choose this, you see that these bubbles here begins to get bigger. Why? Because this total children comes to the bubble size. The bubble size here is revealing to us what are the sizes, what are the quantities. So from here, I can be able to tell where we have more children and less children. So if I go and I click all the locations, okay, and I select all the locations, right? You see that now all the locations I can start telling from sizes. So when I go to my Moyoka, it shows that 95 children. When I move to Ekondo Titi here, you see that it starts showing 50. The bubbles began, the sizes of the visual begins, it start getting smaller. If I go right up to this other area here, you begin to see that it's 45. If I go here to the smallest one, we find 25. So you see that it begins to get bigger just by us clicking. So if I begin to take my mouse in there, you see that it shows exactly that this is a Cameroon map and this is taking place in Cameroon. So this is important. You have borders here, Nigeria, etc. So these are just longitude and latitude that were collected from those locations, and now we are able to use it to tell if they are actually from those locations. This is very, very important. You see? So this is important. If I come here and someone tell me, hey, Hilary, I want to see what is happening just in Kupe Manenguba and Lebialem, you see? I can just click these two areas, and now in Lebialem I have the latitude there. I also have this other one here. So it shows that we have two areas in Lebialem automatically. So it goes and pick those two areas. If we come here now in Kupe Manenguba, we have this area, we have this area. Why is it showing so? Because we also have subdivisions under those divisions, right?
Thank you all so much for watching. Please, if you need a customized course in Power BI, Excel, Tableau, Google Sheet, or Kobo Toolbox, please just hook me up. If you are a team of organization, team of businessmen, etc., please just let me know. I'll sit your team down and I teach them from step to step how to collect the data, how to analyze the data, how to visualize the data, how to report the data. This again is a skill that is very needed in 2026 moving forward, because of course you need to meet with funders, meet with partners, meet with colleagues, and also meet with some teachers and researchers to always come up with ideas and also brainstorm to solve problems within your organization, community, or family, or even school. So please make sure you hook us up each time you are in need of this service. Thank you very much and stay blessed.